All right, guys, thanks for hopping on. I know your time is important, and I respect everyone's time for hopping on. I want to get these calls started promptly at noon. Typically, we do them every Monday. We just had some issues come up the last couple of weeks. We canceled last week's, and this was on Tuesday. So not seeing the attendance we normally get on these calls, but we'll get back to our regular cadence on every Monday at noon moving forward. But did want to thank you for hopping on for a new hire training. We try to do these once every month. We do different topics every week, but at least one Monday is dedicated to our new hire training. As you guys, stores are always having new people come on, and there's always new things to learn, even for experienced reps. So with that said, I will go ahead and jump in. Let you guys know if you can see my screen and can you hear me okay?
We've got you.
All right. So again, my name is Adam Peterson. I'm account manager for South Chicago, Central Illinois market, and I host these training calls for you guys every week, typically on Monday. So before I get into new hire training, one thing that's really important, I want to make sure you guys are aware of, is the pricing update on the iPhone SE Gen 2, because that has been free for us for a while, but as of tomorrow on 6/22, that jumps to $19.99 on a port-in. So from free to $19.99, really important, especially for new hires, to always kind of be checking the buzz, right? The buzz is in the sales portal under quick links. That's kind of the most calls I can get my answer for you guys from using the buzz. And that's where you get this kind of information. But it's important that you're not still selling it, obviously, for free, because that's going to affect the reimbursement your store gets, and you guys will be losing money on it. And if you're a new hire on here, it is pretty regularly that these updates change in the middle of the month. You know, it's not just, hey, why don't we just change them on the first and last of the month? They can change at any time. So that's why you always kind of going to be looking at it. And this one that isn't could affect you guys starts tomorrow. That the iPhone SE Gen 2 64 gig will be $19.99 on port-in starting tomorrow. All right, and it's also on BOGO as well on BTN. Line 1 would be $199 new, because that is the new customer pricing. Line 2 would be a port-in. If you had so you could get that BOGO deal for that phone as well. Also, for any dealers at this call, if you happen to go to the Boost Summit, that was in Las Vegas. If you had, even if not you specifically, but your dealer principal went there, you guys would have gotten these golden tickets that did get extended through June 26th. So we have another week of them. You know, we've had these in the past. It was just a Friday deal, right? Well, now you can use them every single day. Any dealer who wins that Dish Summit has 25 of these per door. So if you happen to be out of them and you have multiple locations for your dealer code, your other doors would have these as well. It gets you a promo code on there where your customers will basically get 3 months of free service, months 2, 4, and 9. To qualify for that offer, they have to port in and activate either the $50 or $60 plan on the BTN network. But just want to make sure you guys are aware, if you did have ownership that traveled to that Las Vegas Summit, that this has been extended until 6/26. All right, with that said, let's get into the new hire stuff, right? Let's break down our main priorities for June. So one thing they're looking at is at least one BTN sale per day per store in June. There's been a big shift. You know, last month we were kind of finalizing the SDDN, the old Sprint network, to the T-Mobile network, right? Because that network was getting shut down. Well, now there's full force push on the BTN, the black SIM cards. So the black SIM cards are your AT&T network. That's your BTN network or Boost Transform network. Lots of acronyms out there if you're a new hire. You may hear it called different words, but it's your black SIM cards. Your black SIM cards work on the AT&T network or the Boost Transform network. If your customers are eligible to activate on that network, the goal is make sure you're putting them on that. And let me give you the whys behind that. It's much more profitable for Dish and Boost as a company if you activate that customer on the BTN network rather than the TN network, which is the Transform network or the Orange SIM card network or the T-Mobile network. Again, lots of acronyms. But it's much more profitable to put them on the black SIM cards, the AT&T network, versus the orange SIM cards, the T-Mobile network. So much so that if we can shift the majority of our customers to the black SIM card networks, that's what allowed us to run that free iPhone on a port-in. And if we continue to have that shift and get majority of our customers on there, that's when we get that kind of promotion back in your guys' hands, right? Because it costs a lot of money, because the prices that T-Mobile is charging Dish to use their towers, or what's called an MVNO, in other words, we're renting their towers, are really, really high. There's a much better deal in place with AT&T, so it's much more profitable for Boost and Dish, the company, to activate on the network. Hence, the importance of putting our customers on that network, and why you're going to hear about it during visits from your Boost reps and visits from us at DCI as well. On top of the BTN, we also want you guys to push 2 new ACP sales per day. So that's the government financing program. If customers are on SNAP, WIC, or Medicaid, they can basically get a $50 plan for as low as $20 per month, which is awesome. And if you think about that, and we'll get into this a little later, if you have a customer right now who is on a $50 plan, you can ask them if they qualify for a SNAP, WIC, Medicaid, any of these programs that are out there. And if so, you could actually get them 2 lines for the exact same $50. And we'll get into that a little bit later. Also, June events. If you've not had an event scheduled for June, let's go ahead and get one on the board for you guys. Talk to your DCI account executive. We can help get you some swag. And if it's not June, if you know the month, I know we're at the 21st. If not June, let's get it in July, right? We got 4th of July right around the corner. So lots of more time to get events. But we want to make sure you guys are all getting back into the habit of having these events weekly. Finally, the Boost Shield contest out there. We have another little more than a week to finalize that contest with some amazing prizes. The door with the highest lift month over month will get $100 per rep at that store for first place. And this is DCI only, right? So no one else is in there, but so you guys all have a great chance. Second place is $50 per rep. Third place is lunch for your store. And then we also have not only just the highest lift, but the highest attainment. So if you're a store that's always been doing very well, you still have a chance to win as well. If you are the top store for percentage, you would qualify for those exact same prizes. Other priorities you want to make sure you guys focus on. You always want to do kind of the assumption sale with that $67 plan, the Unlimited Plus plan, right? And so that's bundling in protection. It's very important you put protection on all your customers' phones, whether it be the 50, whether it be the 60. You want to sell a 57 or 67 for a 1 line. And if it's 2 lines, do the math on that and add protection in as well, right? And the reason why it's so important, if you pitch a plan, let's say I qualify a customer. Do you by chance watch Hulu, Vudu, Netflix, any streaming services, YouTube? If they do, okay, perfect. I got a great plan for you. $67 a month gives you unlimited talk, text, data, protection, plus high definition video streaming, as well as 30 gigs of hotspot. So when you pitch it that way, it's going to stick. If you pitch a plan, whether it's 50 or 60, let's say you're on a $60 plan, and you're going through your prompts in the sales portal, and you get to the page where it says, do you want to add insurance? And you ask a customer, you've already gone on the 60. Do you want to add insurance for $7? You're going to get a no majority of the time. But if you pitch it the way that I just showed you, do you watch Hulu, Vudu, Netflix, anything like that? And they say yes. Say, okay, great. For $67 a month, you get unlimited talk, text, streaming, high definition video, plus protection on your device and a 30 gig hotspot. That's going to stick. And what that's called the assumption close. I'm going to assume they want protection bundled in there. But if I pitch it at 60 and then ask for $7 more, it's not going to stick. They're going to say no. So it's all in your pitch. As a new hire, so that's a very important thing for you guys to understand. It's all in that pitch. Customers are coming to you as a professional, as the expert in your field. So if you pitch that way, it will stick. Let's say you get an objection. Oh, I thought your science is only $60 a month. That's where you don't accept the first no. You overcome that objection. You tell the customer, Mr. and Mrs. Customer, yeah, that's the base plan, but we want to make sure you leave here with your phone protected. Most phones break within the first 30 days. And if anything happens to this phone, you pay the outright price. If you put protection on there, there's a small deductible, and you get a new device sent to you the very next day. Right? So you overcome those objections. All right. On top of that, so that's a 1-line sale. Another thing I think is very key, and I see it so many times when I meet new reps in the stores and they don't know me yet, so I like to kind of role play with them as if I'm just a customer coming in. Don't ever assume a 1-line sale. Always pitch add-a-lines and payment plans. You have to qualify your customers. So if someone comes into your store, and the way I secret shop my doors a lot of times is, I'm just looking to see what deals you have. What happens the majority of the time is I'm only getting pitched one line. The big question that they're missing, and it's so easy, is how many people in your family need a phone? How many people in your family have a line with somebody currently, right? Because that way you're going from a one-line sale to a possible 2 or 3-line sale. And you would be surprised, even in real scenarios where a customer's looking for one line, then maybe start talking about the benefits of ACP and getting them, making that a 2-line or 3-line sales, and that works. Even if they don't qualify for ACP, the add-a-line pricing is so good. Only $30 extra on top of a $50 plan. You get second line of service with everything that comes with the $50 plan. So these are awesome opportunities to increase the money in your pocket, because we're all in sales to make money, right? So this is going to increase the money in your pocket and increase your sales. So again, I talked about the value-added services like bundling protection with your sale. Again, when you pitch to your customers, it's $57 or $67. If it's 2-line sales, let's say it's on a $50 plan, that'd be 2 for $80. You don't pitch 2 for $80, you pitch 2 for $94, because you're going to put protection on both of those lines. All right. Now let's go to some more tips for any new hires on here, how to help you become the best in class. And so what's important, the great thing about sales and great thing about wireless is everyone in the world is basically has a cell phone now, right? 20 years ago, it was a want. Back in the bag phone days or the first flip phones, it was, oh, those are expensive. Not everyone has them. Well, now it's a need, right? So it's everyone has a phone. All the kids have a phone now. I mean, back in my day, kids didn't have phones until they were 16 years old. Now kids got phones at 8, 9, 10 years old. So with that in mind, you have an opportunity to make a career in wireless, because it is a need, no longer a want. It is a need that everyone is going to have. So how can you separate yourself from your peers? How can you become the best in class? Well, it's going to start with your attitude and the enthusiasm you have in your store. There's a reason why you'll see customers come into a store, and that store may have 6 people in it, and they're like, oh no, I'm going to wait for so-and-so. This person saw me before, I'm going to wait for them. Why do they do that when there's such a busy store? It's because that rep made an impact on the customer coming to their door. It's all about that attitude and the enthusiasm that you have towards your customers. They will play a huge role in your individual success. If you have that attitude and you have that enthusiasm, those customers are going to be drawn towards you. They're going to get someone that they know. They want to personalize that relationship, and they're going to come in and want to work with you every time they have a question, an issue, need to add a line, need to upgrade. They will be your customer for life, but it's what experience do you give them? Are you a rep that comes in and you're sitting in your chair? Hey, how can I help you today? Okay, we make payment. Okay. $67. Thank you. Bye. Horrible experience, right? Or are you that rep? They come in, hey, welcome to Boost. My name's Adam. Are you here for our promos? Oh, no, I'm just here to pay a bill. Well, that's great. We have promotions for our bill payment customers as well. What's your phone number? Oh, do you know you can actually add a line of service and get another line for only $30 today? Is there anyone else in your family who might need a line of service? Right? So that's the same customer in 2 real world interactions that we see on reps that are sitting there kind of what I call clerks, which don't be a clerk. To me, that's an insult. If someone calls me a clerk at a sales store, that's an insult. Like a clerk is someone that, you go into a gas station, I got to put 10 on pump 2, or now with gas prices so high, 100 on pump 2, and they just ring it up. That's a clerk. You guys are solutions consultants. That's the term I like to use. And not a sales rep, but you're solutions consultants, because the phones do so much for people's lives right now. You are a solutions consultant to help them with everything they're going to need in the world of wireless. Think how much time people spend looking at their phones these days. So it's your job to be that main person in all your customers' lives where that business comes back to you. And again, it's the attitude you have and the enthusiasm you have while interacting with your customers that will set you apart and can give you an amazing career in wireless. Take it from me, someone who started, just like any new hire on this call, as a sales rep in the store, and I've been in the wireless industry over 20 years now. It's just an awesome opportunity, okay? So with that, part of that, having that great attitude and that great enthusiasm, right? Be that first person to greet your customer every time walking in your door. It used to be a contest for me when I was a sales rep, right? We had 3 people working, and we were all hungry. We would all be the first one to get out, get around our counter, Like, hey, welcome to Boost. My name's Adam. How can we help you today? Or are you here for our promos, right? So we would walk out, we'd greet them with a smile, give them our name, personalize that experience. Maximize those opportunities to become as profitable as possible while addressing all of your customers' needs. And on top of your attitude, kind of it starts with your approach, right? And so that's not only how you talk to your customers, but the look and your presence when you're in the store. If you look good, you're going to feel good. If you feel good, you're going to sell good. And when you sell good, you will get paid good, right? It all kind of comes together. So that brings us to the employee appearance. So if you're at a Boost store, you should be wearing a Boost branded shirt or a plain shirt with a name tag. If you don't have those, reach out to us at DCI. We'll help hook you up with these. Boost can get them as well, and you can order them yourselves also. But we can help hook you up with this Boost gear if you're a new rep and you don't have anything. You want to be in there just wearing regular piece of clothing that you'd be at if you were shopping at the mall, right? You need to look like a professional. Think about when you go to a Best Buy, right? Everyone's got that Best Buy shirt on. Same thing for Boost. If you go to the Boost store, you should have that Boost shirt on so they know you are the sales rep in that location. Appropriate gear would be like a Boost branded polo, t-shirt, hat, dual branded vendor hat. Like if you get something from Motorola or you get something from LG, those are totally fine as well. Pants, jeans, shorts, skirts, and capris are all fine. No open-toed shoes. No one wants to see your feet. Keep your toes covered. All right. Now, any questions on that appearance or attitude before I move forward? Nope. All right. So next I want to talk about Smile Dial. So if you're a new hire on here, there's two trainings you guys have to take. You have to take DNC training, which I told you there's a lot of acronyms. That's do not call training, and that's in STAR. When you go to the sales portal, you'll see training on the top bars there. You click on that, you'll click on STAR. If you don't have a STAR login and password, contact your SPG representative or your Boost representative, I should say. Or your manager may have access to create you a login as well. But definitely the Boost field team does. But you have to take two trainings. You have to take DNC training, which is do not contact training. And you have to take Smile Dial training, which will go in depth on teaching you how to make your Smile Dial calls. Once that's done, it unlocks an amazing tool that Boost is the only carrier that has access to. Metro doesn't have this. Cricket doesn't have this. So this is huge. It's called Smile Dial. And what it does is it allows you to call customers your customers who sign up with you and call them and give them additional offers, whether it be Adeline, whether it be ACP, whether it be driving them back in to make a third-month payment, whether it be a special you guys are having on accessories, whether you want to tell them about a event you guys are having, right? This is an awesome tool. It's going to sharpen your selling skills, both on the phone and in person. It helps get your 3MR, which is your third month retention. Again, a lot of acronyms. We want to get over 80% for customers staying with us for over 3 months. It helps drive that behavior as well. And if it's slow, there's no reason you shouldn't be making these calls all day, every day. The goal is 20 calls per day per store. So if you got 2 reps in your store, 10 per rep, or however you want to divide it up, but 20 calls per day per store is the goal. And so a little bit of what it looks like today's world. So these boxes can change, right? Currently, you'll have your customers that are in the welcome or pre-2MR, that's the pre-second month payment check-in. You have your third and fourth month check-in customers, your pre-6 month check-in customers, then your loyalty boxes, your long-term customers that are 6 months to 2 years, customers that are 2 years to 5 years, and customers that have been in your store making payments for 5 years plus. So you can go through all of these boxes. And the biggest key to me is I like to start really at 3 to 4 months and then go out from there, because I think in the welcome call and pre-2MR, you should have captured your opportunities. You should have captured ACP. You should have captured Adelines. You should have captured all that. So I like to start 3 and 4 months and beyond, where it's been a while since maybe they've really touched base with you, right? And what I like to do, especially right now, if you're looking at my computer screen, you can see a little arrow by plan. Well, all of these columns are sortable. You can sort by phone type. If you see the arrow by plan, and I click on it so you see it in the screenshot. But you can see it'll tell you what customers are on the $50 plan. So in this example, you see 2 customers, and these are different customers. Tells you when their next bill date is. You can tell them, hey, just a reminder, your bill's due on July 8th. Can't wait to see it. But you'll see what plan they're on. Now, if you have customers on any of these boxes, or all of these boxes, that are on a $50 plan, this is a gold mine for you. Why is that? Again, because of ACP, the Affordable Connectivity Program. The Affordable Connectivity Program is the government finance program where basically customers can get a hotspot or a tablet for free. You can actually get phone service for free, but you don't get as much data. But what you can do is you basically take $30 off your rate plans you have right now. So let's use the main ones, the 50s and the 60s, right? And majority of our plans are 50s, to be honest with you guys. So these customers are on the $50 plan. You can call them and offer them. Do you by chance have SNAP, WIC, Medicaid? So, well, actually, let me back up. Here's my sample call. So let's do this first customer who I see has an AO3. So I call the customer up, ring, ring, ring. Hey, how's it going? This is Adam from Boost over at DCI Wireless. You got your Samsung AO3 from us. Just want to give you a courtesy call and check and see how's your phone working for you. Is everything good? So a couple things I've done in my introduction on these Smile and Dial calls, right? Number one, I give them my name. Number two, I told them they got their phone from us so I don't sound like a telemarketer. I'm personalizing this call because these are your customers from your store. And I let them know I know what phone's in their hand. You got your Samsung Galaxy A03 from us. And I say, this is just a courtesy call. Just want to see how your service is working. Is everything working good for you, right? And so right away, this puts the customer at ease, like, oh, wow, this is great. The store that I got my phone from is just calling to check on me and see how I like my service. What a great rep. Like this, thank you, Adam, for that call, right? But that's not my goal. that's my icebreaker, right? And so if they have an issue, I'll address it. And then I'm going to pivot. If they don't have an issue, they say everything's fine, I go right to my pivot. Okay, great. Hey, by the way, just want to let you know we have an awesome deal coming up. And whatever holiday it is, I'll throw the holiday in there. Like before Father's Day, I would have said Father's Day. Now I'll say it's going to be a pre-4th of July deal. We have the ACP program right now. Do you by chance get SNAP, WIC, or Medicaid, any of those programs? If they say yes, oh man, you're going to love this. I can actually get you a line of service. So your bill right now is $50. I can get you 2 lines of service for that same $50 per month. How does that sound? They're like, what? I'm like, no, yeah, you'll get new customer pricing on the phone. You can come in and your bill will still stay at that $50 a month. How does that work exactly, right? For you guys on the call. Well, line 1 would be an ACP on the $20 plan, which keep in mind, $20 plan is the same as the 50, so you're taking $30 off those rate plans, right? So line 1 is a $20 plan. And then I take their existing line, that AO3 that's on a 50, and I move it over to make it the add line. So now they have 2 lines for $50. So their bill did not go up, and they have 2 lines of service. Your store gets paid like it's 2 lines of service as well. Now, while I tell the customer, I keep your bill the same, once they get in, that's when my sales hat goes on, and I actually am going to add protection on that new phone. So it will actually go up $7, but I want to get them in the door, and then I'll explain the protection and get that added as well. Right now, let's say they say no, I don't have SNAP, WIC, and Medicaid. Oh no, that's fine. Just wondering if you did, because we have this great program. If you have any friends or families, you can let them know they can get a line for as low as $20 a month. But for you, there is still a great add line offer for only $30 extra. You can have another line of service with unlimited talk, text, data, and protection on your phone, and it's only cost you $30 to $37 a month, right? So it doesn't matter if they say yes or no to ACP. You then just pivot into your other pitch as a regular add line. If you guys do this for 20 calls a day, when dealers tell me stores are slow, it's slow. No one's coming in here this month. It's like, okay, how many Smile and Dial calls have you done? If you're not making your calls, what are you doing? Like, right? Like this is easy money, dollars for dollars. You guys are getting paid commission on these. So definitely incorporate that $50 plan type and be aggressive. I don't care what bucket you call, to be honest with you on this, because it works for every bucket out there. All right, any questions on Smile and Dial? All right. So BTN back in a big way, right? We talk about Boost Transform Network, the AT&T network. So your black SIM cards operate on AT&T, your orange SIM cards operate on T-Mobile. The BTN network, you have to use Elevate Web to activate on. And by now, you guys should be taking all your payments on Elevate Web. There's no reason not to. So you're more familiar with it. I mean, we're going towards a huge push. It's only going to get more. Whatever pressure you guys feel now and actually on the BTN network will only increase in the upcoming months as they get all the last kind of issues resolved there, right? So I know it's been a long journey, and they keep adding more and more stuff to it. They have 3 for $90 now available on there. The add lines are on there, so they're doing a lot of stuff, and it continues to improve. But I know there's frustrations out there. Okay, I go into stores every day, so I see the issues, right? But bottom line is, this is the future of the company. This is where we need to go. They're working on it. So if you have a scenario and you can activate on BTN, I implore you, please take advantage of that. Don't be scared of it. It's really important we start really pushing this network. And there is a financial incentive for you guys to do this as well. I don't get into comp on a new hire training call, but it is more profitable for your door to activate on BTN also. Just saying. All right. So they do have the 3 for $90 plan out there now. Your throttling speeds are also faster on BTN. It went from 128 kilobytes per second to 512 kilobytes per second. So you do have faster speeds for those customers. And then back to the ACP, I just kind of want to touch a little bit on something upcoming in July. Dealers kind of got away from selling the hotspots, right? The $0 hotspot plan, because customers weren't using them and there was an impact. Well, it no longer affects your store's 3MR. They backdated this. Your hotspots, your tablets don't affect 3MR. So you guys are good to go. As far as profitability for your store, starting in July, the profitability for hotspots and tablets on the $0 plans will be paid in month 1. So don't be afraid to sell those, I guess is what I'm trying to tell you. And then on the ACP discounted plans, keep in mind that the key priority there is if you sell a $20 ACP plan, you can get 2 lines for $50. So even if someone new walking your door, it doesn't have to be a Smile Dial customer. Someone comes in looking for 1 line and they're sold on 1 line for $50 or $57, right? Because we bundle protection. Tell them you give them that second line and keep their bill the same, or only $7 more because we're going to put protection on it. But just for the sake of this conversation, to make the talk track easier, if you get someone sold for 1 line for $50, that should always be a 2 line for $50, because you can get 2 lines, 2 sales, 2 new activations, 2 comps for the exact same price. All right. So this is a huge opportunity for you guys. I hope you're taking advantage of it. If you're not, if you need more training, let us know. There's still so many doors out there that are not pushing this, and it really is just dealers not feeling comfortable on how to sell it. That's what I've determined, right? Because it's a different way to sell and activate. You have to have the tablets. You have to take pictures of yourself. It takes, a couple more minutes, but it's not like it takes an extra 30 minutes. I mean, this is maybe an extra 10 minutes, but you're getting 2 lines instead of 1. This is a no-brainer. You guys need to become experts in this. If you're not an expert in this, there's one thing you take away from my training today: become an expert on ACP. So we'll do whole trainings on ACP again in the future, and there'll be some videos coming out on it as well. But you guys, you got to get on board at ACP. It's such a huge advantage you have, and if your store is not selling it, you are missing the boat 1,000,000%. All right, we talked about bundling value-added services. I've talked a lot about Boost Shield out there, but keep in mind we have a great international calling as well. And one thing, if you're doing a BTN sale on a 6-hour plan, it does actually include international calling with that. So just an FYI, if you're in a market that has customers that are calling internationally, that is included on the 6-hour plan with BTN. Now, if it's on the orange SIM cards, it is a $5 add-on, but still, though, that's been a big seller for us in the past as well. Every customer should have at least 1 value-added service on their phone, whether it's Boost Shield, whether it's international calling, premium caller ID. Everyone should have at least 1 value-added service. And I've talked about kind of bundling that price in there, and making sure that you guys are doing the assumption sale and using the power of words, right? So customers don't like to pay for extra for insurance. If you notice when I gave that pitch, right, like $57 or $67 on the talk, text, data plus protection, you notice I keep saying protection. I don't say insurance. And the reason why is people don't necessarily like paying for insurance, but they like to have their phone protected. So it's kind of just the power of words you use in sales does make a difference. It just kind of hits your customer's brain the right way where, oh yeah, I want to have my phone protected. And why is it bundled in there? It's kind of like McDonald's, right? When you go to McDonald's, you don't order 2 cheeseburgers, a medium fry, and a Coke. You order a number 2 or whatever that number is on the value menu, right? You order the number where everything is included in there. It's just a lot easier transaction. It's the way that customers like to purchase things. And then again, don't forget about the international calling if they have any family or friends that live in Mexico or Canada. Last thing I want to touch about, again, never assume that one-line sale. I talked about this at the start, where I see it all the time. People assume that one-line sale. Make sure you're asking open-ended questions. So I always love, are you here for our promos, as my first open-ended question, because it works in every scenario. You know, customer comes in, yeah, I saw this promotion you have in your window about a free iPhone SE. What's that about? You know, well, then I qualify. Who do you have currently? Who's your current provider? Who are you with? You know, how many lines do you have with that provider? Tell me about a day in your life. How do you like to use your phone? You know, questions I'm going to get a lot of answers to really learn more about that customer. But it just works everywhere. So that customer, yes, they knew about the promos. Another customer, no, I'm here to pay a bill. That's great. Your promotions for our bill payment customers as well. How many lines do you have with us currently? Do you have any extra family members who might need to add a line of service? You know, so you can go that way. The third one, no, I'm just looking. Okay. Okay, no problem. What carrier do you have currently, right? So then you start asking that. We actually have a great promotion for customer switching from that company. So it just works on everybody. I like it. It sounds corny if you give your customer, are you here for our promos? But it works. So that's why I'm giving that tip to you. Kind of one of my best practices that I've used for years, and it always works. Make sure you guys know your major offers. Again, you guys are experts. There's a lot of plans out there, a lot of phones out there. You are the experts in your store. So get tight on the 50, tight on the 60, tight on the add-a-line offers, tight on your ACPs, and then, you know, you're kind of your go-to phones. You'll know what your customers are buying the most, what you have the most inventory on. The best phone to sell is what you guys have in the inventory. So make sure you never offer your customer a phone that you don't have in stock. You know, make sure you know your stock at the start of the day so you can give them those opportunities. Okay, one last thing. I know I said last thing before, but one last thing. Boost promoter score. Just so you know, customers are randomly called based on the sales interactions they have at your store. And what you want to do is ask if you can get a 10 if they get that score. So you can ask for that 10. Hey, if you get a call and how my service was today, and again, it's at the end of your sale and they wrap it up, would you be able to give me a 10 on the service I've given you in store today? You can ask for that, and that promoter score matters because that's what's going to go into your reviews. It's going to go on Google, and you can drive that number. And if they say no, say, okay, I understand. What could I have done differently so I learn and get better with the next customer. You know, kind of the wireless rule here is if you get a 9 or a 10, they're a promoter. Those promoters, they're going to drive business to your store. That's why asking for that 10 is important because they are very likely to recommend your store to another friend or family. If it's 7 or 8, they're neutral, so they're not going to tell anybody about it. They're just kind of going to be on their way. But if they're 6 and below, they're detractors. They're probably going to have negative feedback to give on your store, and that's not good, right? So if you get a 6 or below, you'll see these reviews from your customers, and if you get them, make sure you address them and say, hey, you know, if you had a great experience, thanks for being a great customer of ours. Tell our friends about our great promotions. We really appreciate you coming in for your service. If you get a negative review, hey, I'm sorry you had this bad experience. We want to make this better. You know, and then address whatever that issue may be, right? Just want to let you know that is out there. So you see your promoters, your passive customers, and your detractors. So ask for that 10. All right, guys, that's all I got for today. With that, I will open up. Are there any questions out there? No questions? All right. Well, thank you guys so much for your time. Have a great week, and we'll talk to you soon. Thank you.